When you work in retail or any form of customer service, whether it's a restaurant or a store, you experience all walks of life when it comes to certain customers. You'll get super happy and nice customers, and sometimes you'll get those customers that are plain rude for no reason, or just customers that are plain rude when they're in an extreme hurry. And that's what today's story times are going to be about. Now, so let's hop right into the video. Hello everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I am back, and I'm so happy to be back. For those who don't know where I've been taking a break for 2 weeks, and it's been kind of nice. I've been so focused on my knitting, so focused on other things. I have been spending a lot of time with my puppy Humphrey, and it's just been really nice and nice not to be on YouTube for 2 weeks. So I did miss you guys though, and I really did miss you guys though, and I'm so happy to be back and so excited to see everybody, talk to all of you, to my longtime subscribers and to my newer subscribers. So I'm going to do a double story time about how I had 2 rude customers at work. I was going to do these as 2 separate videos, but since they're both the same category, why not just combine it to make one video? So then it could be easy. So this is a story about how I witnessed a customer be rude to one of my coworkers, and then just recently, last week, I had a customer be kind of rude to me. So this is a story just to let you guys know, if you work in customer service, you get so many walks of life. You get really nice customers, or you get those customers that are just straight up rude, or some customers that are rude when they're in a hurry. So I wanted to make this video just to let you guys know you can't always please everybody, especially if it's a really grumpy or grouchy customer and you can't really always turn their mood around. So if you can't deal with a rude customer, it's quite frustrating, but you have to be calm, polite to them, even if they're kind of rude to you, because if you say anything rude back to the customer, you could get in trouble. So I wanted to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. First story. So this one started about I think this was 5 months ago. I was at work. For those who don't know what I do for work, I am a sales associate at a local low-waste shop where people get their containers refilled, whether they need laundry soap, dish soap, or shampoo, or just any type of product they would get from the grocery store to refill. And people bring they can bring containers in if they want, or they can buy containers from our store to refill, or they can bring a jar that they've gotten from the grocery store, or we also accept community jars that people bring in to us, and we get rid of them for them. So that's basically what we do. So anyway, I was at work. I think I was picking up scoopers or collecting dip trays. I don't remember what I do, because I have a list at my job, of a to-do list of what I'm supposed to do, so I can keep track of what I do throughout my shift. Excuse me. I apologize, I just had a small interruption. But anyway, so I just have a little list I follow of things I'm supposed to do at work, so I can stay more organized and remember what I did throughout my shift. So as I'm doing that, I am either collecting dip trays. I know I definitely wasn't mopping the floor or sweeping because there were people on the floor. And so as I'm in the store, the front of the store working, I watched one of my coworkers fill up the last of a product in a customer's bottle, and this customer starts to say probably the rudest things I've ever heard to an employee that's working behind the counter, and this is what he said to her.
Can you hurry up? I'm in a hurry.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, she's filling up your bottle for you, and it's not her fault that you don't have the patience to wait. And he was like snapping at her and everything, and I was pretty irritated with this customer's behavior towards my coworker. I thought it was very, very rude the way he was talking to her and everything. So I suddenly get a little bit irritated with this customer's attitude, and even though he wasn't talking to me, it made me feel bad for my coworkers. So I went to the back room to breathe because I didn't want to walk up and confront the coworker because not coworker, customer, excuse me. So, I started to breathe because I really had an urge to tell this customer, excuse me, sir, but you really don't need to talk to her like that. She's doing you a favor and filling up your product. It's just taking a bit of time. You have to be patient. So I wanted to say that, but I didn't know if that was going to be rude or anything, because in some places the customer's always right. So you kind of have to like be careful when you're talking to customers or what you say to customers. So I was a little bit scared to say something to him. So I went to the back to breathe. So after that customer leaves, my coworker comes to the back and I ask, hey, are you okay? She goes, yeah, I'm fine. That person was kind of rude to me because I was taking a while to fill up his bottle. And I told her, I'm terribly sorry that happened to you. And we kind of talked about it and how it wasn't fair for him to snap at her because she was the only person behind the counter and she was doing this person a favor. And then I started to tell her a story about how I had an up and down with a person that was buying some of my knitting and stuff, and how she was not very patient with me, and then how I was trying to make everything she ordered. She tried to cancel her order at the last minute, but I told her she couldn't do it, but luckily the person was flexible and stuff. So I was trying to like make her feel better about that, because I kind of went through the same thing. So once I told her that story, she felt so much better. And then we talked about how sometimes we have those ups and downs with customers when they're in a hurry and they need to get something done. And it is very frustrating when they're rushing you and blah, 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 blah. And how they need to be respectful of the employees if there's just one person behind the counter. So after we talked about that, we decided to continue to go on with what we were supposed to be doing and just forget about what had happened and not let it ruin the rest of our shifts. Story number 2, moving on. This incident happened almost about a week ago. It'll be a week ago actually tomorrow. It was last Tuesday, just recently last Tuesday, I was working with one of my coworkers, and as I'm working at my job, I'm getting ready to mop the floor. I start mopping. I'm trying to go in different directions because I witnessed there was a customer on the floor, and I was like mopping around the areas he wasn't in. And then as I'm mopping, the guy gives me this dirty look and goes,
am I in your way?
So I'm like, I don't really say anything because I didn't want to say anything back because I didn't want to sound rude or anything. And basically he just started giving me attitude because I was mopping around the floor and I was trying to stay out of his way. And for some weird reason, he made me feel like I was being rude. And I felt really bad. So I go to the back, I take the mop with me, and I go back to probably picking up the scoopers. And then my coworker checks on me and she was like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And she goes, I'm so sorry that guy made you feel uncomfortable. I'm like, oh no, it's okay. He made me feel like I was being rude. And my coworker goes, you were not being rude at all. He was just, in a hurry, and he kind of was like snapping because he was trying to get all his stuff filled up, and he had somewhere he needed to be and everything. So you did nothing wrong and yada yada yada. You were very good, blah 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 blah. And that made me feel so much better, because that customer just made me feel like I was being rude. Even though I didn't realize it, he was being rude to me while I was mopping and cleaning the floor. And I was trying my best to stay out of his way, and he acted like I made him, and for some weird reason he acted like I was being rude to him when I wasn't even doing anything. So she said I handled it very maturely and stuff by going to the back room to breathe, because she knew I didn't want to argue with this person, and I don't really like confrontation. I don't handle confrontation very well. And so I felt much better when my coworker told me that I did really well handling the situation and that I did nothing wrong with this person. He was just like very irritated because he was in a hurry and stuff, and he took it out on me. So it didn't really make me uncomfortable. It just made me feel a little bad, because he made me feel like I was rude. So once the guy had left, I continue on with the rest of my duties and just forget about it and not let it ruin the rest of my shift. So the moral of the story is, when you encounter a rude customer in customer service, which might happen, don't let it bother you or make you feel bad. Don't let the customer make you feel like you were being rude, even though you know you did nothing wrong, because if you do that, you're going to make you feel bad about yourself. And another thing is, if a customer rushes you, it's not your fault. They need to think of their times that they need to get things done when they're in a hurry. So just don't let what a customer says that sounds offensive ruin your day, because you don't want to take it out, bring it to work, and you don't want to ruin the rest of everyone else's mood. It's just not fair, and it's not good to let those things ruin your entire shift. So those were the times I encountered some rude customers at work. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos.